doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Brothers Breaking Bread podcast in the house. Hey!
We'll have a little pop-up. Have everybody over. It'll be good.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Let's not just talk about it.
This is a beautiful thing, man. Just all this blackness, and we all just getting together. We playing dominoes, we eating, we drinking.
And, you know, food is always just the extra, man.
They deprive these people of their basic human rights. You know, and we call ourselves Americans. We're supposed to be above all this.
They'll fake the crisis. They'll make it seem way out of proportion.
We brothers, we breaking bread.
How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Trying to hold it all together, man. Life is moving fast right now,
Man, so it's good to hear everybody come through.
I love that, man. I love it a lot. More than I could say to you guys.
Let's talk about the issue has come up. Let's say somebody were to retire at the end of this year, leading into the summer. You have been very clear, if the president appointed somebody, you would follow through on that nomination.
Absolutely. We definitely would do that. And this paperback that we were just talking about, the president's foreword is about judges. My afterword catches up what's happened during the Trump administration on judges, because my memoir came out 3 years ago before the president was elected. What we've done here, the president and I together with this paperback that you've shown on the screen, is to talk about how the Judge Project came about, how it went forward. If you will recall, Sean, the most important decision I've made in my entire political career was not to fill the Supreme Court vacancy when Justice Scalia passed away. That was the beginning, and now we've got an exclamation point here after 3 years that we thought the public would be interested in reading about, and that's why the president and I collaborated on this paperback.
I was shocked that former President Obama left so many vacancies and didn't try to fill those positions.
I'll tell you why. I was in charge of the of what we did the last 2 years of the Obama administration.
I will give you full credit for that. And by the way, take a bow. All right, that was a good.
I'll tell you why, because that little nigger president thought he was smart. So we just said, you're not letting no niggers get no seats, no time today. Look, I got no teeth when I smile.
Like Count Dracula for Sesame Street.
You see, when I smile, I don't have any teeth. That way, when I put the president's dick in my mouth, it feels better. I have no teeth. That's why I got my back teeth removed, so I can fit more of the president's dick in my mouth. Anyway, this is the Triple Breed podcast with Mitch McConnell. This is a podcast for colored folks and white folks alike. Now, what's going on, y'all? Welcome, Triple B Podcast. We're in the house, Brothers Breaking Bread. Thank y'all for joining us. Not the skeleton crew. People have woken up and decided to join us. Lady Lavender. We got Zeb the Soldier. 10 meters is back. And we got, of course, Joe Jeff. Always, ever vigilant and ready. What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Chilling.
Hey.
It's so good. Anyway, let's go around the horn before we jump back into that. Lady Lavender, how you doing today? How's your week? How's your month been? How's your finances? How your taxes? How your mama? How your people? Man, really, how
If Trump doesn't have to tell you all that, I don't have to tell you either.
God damn.
I'm pretty good. It's been a long week. I had a really busy work week and then some different appointments I had to go to, which were draining. But I'm good.
Good. So good to hear your voice on the show. Zeb. What's up?
What's the shakeup? What's up?
Go ahead, Lady Lavender. I'm sorry.
I was just using my voice.
You use what?
You said you like hearing my voice, so I said,
Okay, I'm gonna talk to you later on tonight. Me and Mitch gonna come in there and talk to you. Zeb, Soldier, what's going on?
Turn off, dog.
Sounds like a bad night.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Starting off bad. Be on the couch.
Sounds like a very bad night if Mitch is involved in anything.
He just in the corner breathing hard and smiling.
Nigga, hey, slaughter that turtle. Slaughter that turtle.
Slaughter that turtle.
Chin, dog.
Goddamn, why does it smell like the pins and motherfucking Effident? Where the fuck that shit, that damn denture cream shit is? What's going on in this room?
That's fixing it, dog.
Fixing it. Why does it smell like tiger? Why does it smell like Tiger Balm and vitamins?
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know what's going on in that damn room.
Anyway. What's going on, Zeb? What's going on, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Just happy to be back. Happy to be back on the show.
Yeah, and as I said, anytime you want to come back, you can come back, and you back. So keep coming back.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I had Joe invited me I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I just didn't. I had some other things going on. So yeah, man. I'm glad it's a better time for me, right? Like this time of day, just having to support today at least. So
Yeah.
this having to work out pretty good for me.
Well, we appreciate it.
Okay, cool.
We appreciate it. 10, what's up, man? Where you been?
What up?
Been missing in action.
Yeah, I've been missing. They got a brother working like a slave, but then again, last couple weeks I partake in some of the company festivities. Last week I was with the company, and they had a little holiday gathering, and it was pretty good, pretty nice. Everybody, it was a little swanky.
How many Zimas did you have before you was drunk?
I had 6. So, yeah.
How many of them wine coolers did you have before you was in the corner sleeping?
I was drinking champagne and rum and coke all night, dog, and still didn't get faded.
I don't believe this, man. We got you on tape, nigga.
I don't believe none of what you're talking about right now.
Man, I was drinking all night and still didn't get faded, dog. I did.
Like a whole lot of coke and a little bit of rum.
That's about it.
Nigga, he was drinking all night and didn't realize he was faded, nigga. There's a difference.
Hey, Zeb, this motherfucker fell asleep on the show.
On the one I was on, yeah.
That was the one that he was on. What you talking about?
He had another one too, though.
Oh,
He had one when me and Lady Lavender, when we were all staying in his crib. He had one when he was downstairs and got white girl wasted on some Zimas.
Yeah, it wasn't no damn Zima. Fuck him.
They were no wine coolers.
It was White Claw.
No, it wasn't no White Claw, man. It was
the non-alcoholic Heineken.
How you gonna join the mix, Zeb? You wasn't there.
Hey man, I'm just trying to get in while I fit in.
Shit.
Hey, man, he trying to join the crew,
Trying
man.
to join the crew. Why can't he?
I mean, that's all good.
Well, hold on,
man,
Anthony.
you wasn't there.
What was it though? What were they, Anthony? They were
they were these Seagram's.
Nigga, them Seagram wine coolers.
They were not wine coolers, man. I mean, it was like these it was a little stronger than wine coolers.
Come on.
But they were flavored. Yeah, I will admit they were flavored, but they were a little stronger than wine coolers.
You trying to say
You said secret, so what was it, like
Wine
gin?
coolest.
Ain't this shit, and then she gonna join in the mix. See, I can't.
You gotta waste off some Bartles and James
Had
out
them
this bitch. Come on, man.
Bartles and James don't even make wine coolers anymore.
Hey, and he been looking for them.
So you admit it was a wine cooler, right? So you admit it was a wine cooler.
All right, fine. You know what? Right now, I'm drinking some salted caramel Crown right
That
now.
nigga had like 4 of them Jamaican me crazies and just was gone. Passed out.
Anthony, I feel like you need to at this point, just get your top points out now because you might not make it.
Because he gonna be talking about he agreed. He gonna be agreeing. He gonna be agreeing at the end of the podcast. Don't know what the fuck he agreeing to.
Hey.
Right now, I agree with motherfucking Mitch McConnell, man.
Hey, it go one of two ways. That nigga either get real sleepy or real aggressive. That's how it goes, dog. Well, let me tell you something about this motherfucker. I hate this motherfucker. He deserves to die. I hope he die. I'm gonna kill him.
He need a choke on 1,000 cocks.
1,000 motherfuckers.
He do be want niggas to choke on that cock.
They get real aggressive with that shit, bro.
Get real aggressive.
Oh man.
Okay.
Anyway.
Oh shit. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, go back. My bad, bro.
Some more news. I've extended my contract in Austin.
Okay.
So they actually requested that I spend 6 more months. Man, I didn't ask them. They asked me.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to be wanted. Nice to be wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it felt good to say, damn, somebody actually likes, my work and appreciates the shit I do.
Hey,
So it felt really good to know that. So
that KU battleground has prepared us for a lot as far as the EP world goes.
Tell me about it, man.
Right.
That's where I take it all the way back to KU, man. When I was working there, man, and it prepared me for what I am today, And then I'm at the same time trying to teach other people the same shit that I know at the University of Kansas Hospital. So
each one teach one, dog.
That's right, all the time.
Joe Jeff, what's up, man?
What's the deal?
Shit,
What's the deal?
You tell me.
Man, it's a cool little week, man. Got some shout outs at work for doing a decent job. Had a day off Friday. Got to go back to Columbia and try to get up with Zeb. Just schedules didn't match up.
Nice.
Went to a track clinic. Yeah, so I got to kind of convene with some colleagues and remind myself of some old knowledge and learn some new knowledge and kind of get excited about this upcoming track season.
Okay.
Word.
And then I got the ceiling to my kitchen finished this week.
Nice.
All right.
What's up?
So we might have to reconvene over here. Kind of a house rewarming. You know what I'm saying?
It's always
game for that.
have a celebration, man.
Oh yeah.
It's a celebration. It's a celebration.
We can always find a reason. So pretty good week, man. Pretty good week.
Good to hear. Ain't nothing around here. Just working. Same old. Raising kids. Keeping people happy. Yeah.
Awesome.
Damn. Hold on. Changing my screen up here. All right, anyway, so yeah, the first video we talked about, that was just Mitch being Mitch.
Mitch being bitch.
Yeah,
pretty much. Bitch being bitch.
Yeah, and it goes to tell you, we keep saying on the show, like Barack was trying to tell people, it's more at stake than just this White House.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers was putting federal judge seats in their pockets and holding them.
Yeah.
So they can elect and put in the power of people who, even by their own state boards, have been said or their state bars have been saying these people are not fit to be judges. But they said fuck it, and they put them in there anyway.
Right.
Yeah, they don't give a damn, man.
Yep. Missouri just got one.
They're doing whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? And they hoping old girl die. They praying every night that she die. Ginsburg.
Ruth Gator. Yeah. Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple shows ago. We said, hey, hold on. Just hold on.
Hold on. Yeah.
Just a little while longer.
Hold on, girl.
What's up, cap in the face?
So,
that's exactly what old boy said though when he was like, should some judgeships come open this summer, somebody retire. Air quotes.
Right.
In the smile that motherfucker gave. When
that motherfucker
bragging
got the goofiest ass smile, dog.
I know he used to get punched in the face when he was in high school.
That shit wasn't goofy. That shit was sinister.
Sinister.
Yeah. Okay.
Goofy, dirty, smelly.
It's just like he smells, man. For real.
Fuck him.
Bro, I get a physical reaction from looking at him and Donald Trump. I don't know. So they just don't. I don't know. They just make my skin crawl.
It's something about them. Just seeing them talk and and knowing the amount of power and influence they have over our nation, that just drives me fucking insane.
Yeah. I mean,
it's scary to be honest with you. You know what I mean? It's scary to me.
Right.
Well, as you were saying, as I don't know whoever just said it. You know, it is more at stake than just the White House, man. You know what I mean? So
I absolutely agree. I'm agreeing early before I get drunk. So
agree early and agree late.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I definitely there's more at stake than just the White House, man.
Yeah, I'm pissed off at myself, to be honest with you. I'm gonna call out myself because last month I forgot that I never changed my registration because I moved. And so I never changed my address, and I didn't think about it until it was too late, and I couldn't even vote, you know, in the local and state things last month, which I try to make the point to be active in that, you know.
Right.
Because that makes a huge difference also.
You couldn't vote at your old polling place?
Nah, man, I did it I did it in 18 because I moved twice since then. And so
okay.
Yeah, well, hold on, not since 18, since 16, my bad, since 16. I moved twice since then.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so I used my old one then, though I wasn't living there anymore, and I skated by because I forgot my address. And so the chick asked me my address, and I kind of paused for a second trying to remember what it was, and she just said it to me. So I was like, yeah, and just went on through and did it, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get by again with that one. So yeah, I didn't even push that.
But you got it straight for 2020, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I gotta go through that whole. Yeah, I gotta go through that whole address change and shit too. That I'm as soon as I go get back into town.
Yeah. I mean, you go online and do it.
Right.
You just gotta do it. I forget.
Hey, coffee's.
Yeah.
You know, a certain amount of time.
Anthony, you could also do yours absentee, depending where you're at.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking absentee as well.
Yep.
Because I definitely have to vote. Well, I want to also vote local politicians as well, like the memorial race and the local
mayoral race. Mayoral race in Austin or here.
I was talking about Kansas City, dog. I still rep KC. I mean, I know it's over.
I'm making sure. I thought we were talking about voter fraud.
That's how our president got elected, dog. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Voter fraud.
But get your wherever you can, get in where you can and get out and vote. But speaking of voting, House Judiciary Committee passed the vote. Y'all hear about that?
Yes, indeed.
What you saying?
They're taking the articles of impeachment, the 2 articles of impeachment to the floor.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So we should have a vote on impeachment next week.
Next week, yeah.
So the 2 articles were abuse of power of the president's office, and then obstruction of Congress were the 2 articles that were voted and passed on. So the saga continues, like Wu-Tang says.
Indeed.
So man.
Indeed.
So once again,
well, Mitch is already waiting on it to come over to the Senate, man.
Yeah, he already said that shit ain't gonna pass.
Like, he already said that, Yeah, he did already said that once it reaches the Senate, that's probably where it's gonna die, pretty much.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot it down. Yeah.
Yeah. So we gonna maybe spend 10 days on it just to give a show, and then go ahead and throw some cold water on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, you know what, man? I feel however it turns out, it's best to make him make him fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of challenging, instead of not challenging at all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Put it out there, put him on blast, and make them do it. And hopefully enough people will see the dirtiness of it. You know what I'm saying? And see the biasness of it.
Is waiting to
and we'll know what the real deal is.
Right. See, what I don't understand is, man, why is not people paying attention to this shit more? That's what's killing it. I mean, the five of us, the six of us on this podcast are paying attention. But goddamn, why don't more Americans pay attention to what's going on? Don't treat it as, just smoke and mirrors, because this is not smoke and mirrors, man. This is our fucking future at stake. We need to pay attention to more of this shit, man, for real.
I think we talked about on the show though. We talked about that's part of the plan, just to wear you down, bombard you with so much bullshit that you just like, fuck it, they're gonna do whatever they want to do. These things are going to happen. I have no voice. I have no say. Or just a sense of either just hopelessness, or if it's your party that's winning, or you perceive as winning because you're in that echo chamber, you say, why even pay attention? I'm going to fucking vote for him next year anyway, so what the fuck do I care?
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, I think a lot of people are just... A lot of people who are just so frustrated with the system, and they really believe that their one voice can't make a change. But it's like, if we keep talking about on the show, if we all get together, we all band together, we all go out there, local, city, state, up to the federal level, and make our voices heard with our votes. You can make a difference, but you got to have people to buy back into that. Right. You got to buy back into that. Yeah.
If we got any listeners in Kentucky, Mitch McConnell was up for election in 2020.
Yeah, vote that motherfucker down.
Mitch McConnell and Trump. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can take care of two birds with one stone.
That's what I was just thinking. I was just thinking that, Kentucky.
But that's perfect, too, though, because we talk about these midterm elections, these elections for the Senate and the House, and people still think that doesn't make a difference on the federal level. Hello? If you get out and make these votes for the appropriate seats in the Senate, he's not meeting a Senate that's just heavy Republican. He's meeting a Democratic Senate that might send his ass the fuck up out of here. But no. You bought into this belief system that the president, we get up every 4 years and go out and make a vote, and that's it, and that's all that matters. But even when my guy doesn't win, Hillary is the same as Trump, which isn't true. She may not have been the greatest, but not the same. But because your ass only gets out and vote every 4 years, and you don't pay attention at your state and local levels, now you have a Senate that's not even going to look into this. They're probably just going to be like, whatever, and bounce that shit back.
Well, see, I'm going to go back to that comment you just made that Hillary is the same as Trump. It wasn't so much as Hillary's being the same as Trump. It was so much as, we're going to reiterate some of the shit, the dirt that we dug up on Hillary, and bring that into her campaign. And once you see what she has done, it'll make Trump look like he's a better candidate. That's basically what it was. It was the smoke and mirrors that led people to vote for this motherfucker to get into the office.
No, I'm saying there's people who didn't even vote.
Yeah, people who didn't even vote that said, okay, well, I'm not. And it was good, and it was good enough. I mean, the trickery was good enough to say, okay, well, I don't know who to vote for, so I'm not going to vote. You know what I'm saying? When we needed these people to make up their damn minds and vote,
But I even question that, though, because in hindsight, looking to now, you have people, Hillary's not even in there now. You have people who are still screaming, burn your bust. Like, we have not learned our lesson.
Yeah, there are people still doing that. I think that it's not as strong as it was. First and foremost, there's like 1 million candidates still.
2 billion. So, I got my sad music on lock, waiting for the next one to drop.
Yeah. Right, exactly, man. You know what I'm saying? So there's still a lot to be decided, just as far as the candidacy is concerned on the Democratic side. And I think one thing that you don't have this time around that, in my opinion, was a lot of the issue with Hillary and Donald Trump played up on it, is that, she's a Clinton, and her husband was president for 8 years, and she was Attorney General, not Attorney General, Secretary of State.
Secretary of State, right?
And she was the senator up in New York, for a couple years. And Donald Trump was playing the card of what was he talking about? Draining the swamp and not business as usual, blah blah blah. And so she just fit into that. She just is such a consummate politician that I think that a lot of people just wanted. They was like, just this whole political shit ain't working. This whole politics.
She is a swamp monster.
Yeah,
she is. Yeah. That's what I was.
She is a swamp monster.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Now, she ain't perfect, but she was better
not by
than
him. I mean, but she's better than Trump.
None of them. If the defining thing is, none of them on this. We've already had this debate here before that she wasn't perfect. None of them are perfect.
Indeed.
That's going to be the line that we hold. So once again, get your ass out there and vote, because none of them is perfect.
Very important. Because I'll be at the polls. Well, I'm gonna send in my absentee ballot. So.
Yeah, do it however you need to do it. I mean, have your mind made up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. In 2016, when I went to the polls, I had been up all night. I was drinking, and I was drunk than a motherfucker when I went. That's why I was saying when when the lady asked me for my old address, I couldn't remember that motherfucker.
Oh shit! No.
Hey, so I'm saying. My point is, I already knew who I was voting for. I'm not saying go to the polls drunk, but I'm saying if you happen to be drunk on election day, go to the poll anyway and vote.
Hey, if you need to get drunk, that way you can swallow your pride to vote for one of these motherfuckers. Do that.
Do it.
I'll be the other side. I'll be the devil on your shoulders. Soldier Zed can be the angel. Don't drink, brother. I'll be nigga. If you need to drink to vote one of these motherfuckers so we can get the fat Nixon out of the White House, nigga, do it.
All right. Do it. Please.
Need some fucking libation, some lubrication. Get swallowed hard as hell.
If you need me to kick you into the booth, nigga, I will provide my size 14 foot to help get you up in that motherfucker.
That's right.
Yeah.
Shit.
Anyway.
I mean, nothing is gonna tear me from that damn booth. I'm serious. I will definitely. In fact, I'm working on that shit today. I know the election's like almost a little bit less than a year from now, but damn it, I'm working on my shit now so I can make sure I get my absentee ballot in. I make sure that I get everything that I need to, all my information. I already know who I'm voting. I should say.
We don't know who the fucking candidates are.
I know who I'm not voting for.
He said,
okay?
Well, that's what I am. I know how I'm voting too.
Let me correct myself.
I don't know for who. It could be
that nigga might have some reunities out there with.
Hey nigga, it could be cut out. It could be a cardboard cut out of LeBron.
Whatever y'all need to drink.
Nigga, it could be bad. Anybody.
Seriously.
But hold on,
please.
Let me get my sad music up here, man. We got a sad story to report. Y'all seen Harvey? Harvey Weinstein, bro.
Yeah, I saw him rolling in.
That nigga got a walker.
That motherfucker got it. He playing the Bill Cosby, dog.
This nigga, this nigga must have borrowed Thanos' suit, cause his suit real big and sloppy looking.
Right?
I ain't missed that. That nigga went out his way to look real bummy.
Yeah, he did.
Come on, guys.
And then was trying to say that he didn't want the public to think that he was looking for sympathy or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what you're looking for. Get out of here.
This nigga got a walker.
Yeah.
Why he? Oh,
he looked like them fucking old mob bosses in Goodfellas on the fucking air tank.
I don't want to say it though, but it do look like he borrowed Bernie Sanders' coat jacket though.
For real, man.
You said it looked like he borrowed Bernie Sanders' coat?
Yeah,
Hey, Bernie, let me see that damn coat.
Hey, Bernie. But then they got like
pictures let me borrow that coat, Sanders.
But then you look on the screen, they got pictures of this nigga out and about, looking just fine.
Does that motherfucker look like Belichick, dog?
I was about to say that. Do a Belichick?
Nigga, the hoodie.
The hoodie,
That motherfucker looking like Belichick, dog.
But I really, I mean, He got enough money. He ain't gonna really do no real dirt, but he need to get his though. He's a piece of shit.
Indeed, yeah, he is.
Most deaf. I agree.
Yeah, seen big.
Goddamn, Weinstein was in court this week for a bail hearing. The judge raised his bail from $2 million in cash to $5 million in cash, or $2 million bail after prosecutors agreed Weinstein had violated conditions of his release. News that Weinstein, his former studio, and roughly 30 of his accusers have reached a potential $25 million settlement also surfaced Wednesday. God damn,
this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So criminal trial is set for next year, January 6th. He could be sentenced to life in prison. He was charged with 2 counts of predatory sexual assault, 1 count of criminal sexual acts, and 2 counts of rape. Throw that nigga in jail today.
Yeah, I agree. He needs to go.
Yeah, man.
Motherfucker need to be buried underneath the jail and shit, man.
Yeah, no, he's been doing this shit for decades, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Come on, dog.
it's time.
That's how that's how he got, some of these actresses, to star in some of his movies and shit like that, man.
Yeah.
Predatorial,
Quid pro quo.
sexual. Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's the theme of the show.
And then people who would either speak up or bring it up to, I guess it'd be HR or whatever, they were just paying them money. They just pay them off.
Yeah. Let's just pay this person off. We'll kick him down with like $1 million. I got it.
So
which is
I think
bullshit.
he was threatening motherfuckers too, man. Some of them chicks was young. A lot of them were super young. And,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he has a lot of weight behind him. You know
Of course he does.
So,
He's a movie mogul, man. He's a movie mogul, so of course he has the money. Of course he has the clout and everything. He's Harvey Weinstein, man. He made so many movies and shit like that.
And he rubs shoulders with all sorts of. He reminds me of, and this has nothing to do with this character in the movie, but it wasn't the first Godfather. When it cut off his head. He was a movie producer, but he was acting like a straight up mob boss.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And,
basically, if you want to boil down to it, yeah. I agree.
Go ahead, Zeb. Sorry.
No, I was just saying I wouldn't be surprised if Harvey was doing on the same type of shit. So not only paying motherfuckers off, but threatening them.
Yeah, I mean, but then even more than that though, just it's not even so much even physically. Just like you will not work in this city.
Right.
You talking about back then where. Back in the day, now we got like Netflix and we got all this shit where you can just get your own shit up there and get it out, YouTube, whatever, you can be heard. Where there was like really only you either come to Hollywood and fucking with us, or that's it.
Right. Yeah. Are you on stage in New York? Or you got to go to London or some shit to get on stage.
Exactly.
You can try to go somewhere else, but I know all the top producers.
The Harvey Weinsteins or the Allens or the who else is in there? The Coens, yeah. The Coens, all those, man. So when you hear those names and you doing movies for them, man, you A-list.
Yeah, and here's this dude that's a big shot saying, if you ever want to get in the movie, you're either gonna do this, and that, and shut the fuck up about it, or you'll never be in the movie.
That's right. Today I need my dick sucked.
I mean, that Godfather analogy right there. That's just right on point, man.
Yeah,
you're right.
That character from the Godfather, man. That's insightful right there, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. That's why
I kind of appreciated that a little bit.
He said his name is.
I might have to go back and watch that again.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
They worth watching. Check it out.
He said, "You call me Zeb the Soldiers, like a Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say the whole damn thing."
There it is. A pimp named Slickback.
They said the whole damn thing. All right, man. But fuck Harvey. It was just interesting to see. Like, I don't like bringing up Peel is Bill Cosby, but how they both kind of went to that weird these old men and want your sympathy kind of card. That's kind of fucked up, especially when they use all their strength and weight to prey upon women. So it's crazy to see that flip. But of course, you could have seen it coming. Hey, Let's listen to this real quick.
Why is he under arrest?
Can I ask you something? What took you so long to respond to me?
I didn't feel like being alone. Not tonight.
So you turned to Tinder. What made you pick me?
I liked your picture. You had this sad look on your face. I felt sorry for you.
Damn.
You made a playlist? That's cute.
Don't go through my phone. So what happens tonight?
You're gonna drop me off and then you'll go home, I guess.
Oh.
Did you think we were gonna have sex?
Nah. No.
You failed to execute a turn signal back there.
Oh, my bad.
Step out of the vehicle.
Can I ask why, officer?
No, you may not. Put your hands on your head and get on the ground now.
Are you serious?
Get on the ground!
Why is he under arrest?
Get back in the car!
I am an attorney.
Jill,
I'm reaching for my cell phone.
What if God wanted me to die and I messed up his plan?
I don't think that's what he wanted.
Hey, is this y'all?
We have to go now.
All right, I won't play the full trailer, but yeah, that's the trailer for Queen and Slim. I think 3 of us on this show have seen it, and the other 2 members said they're okay with us discussing it. We got that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm okay with you discussing it. I will
should be
watch
called
it.
Worst First Date
Yeah, I'm gonna check
Ever.
it out eventually too.
The movie should be called The Worst First Date Ever.
Sounds like it.
Dang.
You're not saying it's a bad movie. You're just saying it's.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but like literally worst first date ever.
Damn.
It is one hell of a first date.
So how you
It lasts like 6 days.
yeah. So I don't know how y'all want to approach this. Y'all wanted to give like your, I don't know. Do we have a rating system here? I don't know, but 5 out of 5, 3 out of 5, whatever. We just want to talk about.
Of course, we got popcorn rating scales on this one. Okay. So how many popcorn bags is this?
Out of what?
Out of 5.
So we're gonna do the popcorn bags off top and then talk about it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. For me, I'm gonna say 3.
3. Okay. Joe?
3.5.
3.5. What you? Okay.
Shit, 2.5. 2.5.
Yeah, I was gonna go 3.5.
Oh,
3.5. Okay.
Do you say 3.5, Lady Lavender, or 2?
Lady Lavender say 3.5.
Oh, she said 3.5.
What'd you say? Yeah, 3.5.
Oh, 3.5. Okay, I didn't hear you. Okay, I guess we start with Lady Lavender. Why 3.5?
It was a lot. It was a very intense movie, which I appreciated but also didn't appreciate at the same time. There was just like, it would vacillate between like comedic moments, loving moments, intense, what's going to happen to whoever is here moments. Kept you on the edge of your seat, which I appreciated. There was some things that were kind of predictable, moments that were predictable. There were moments that were like, what the fuck is happening? Are you serious? You can't be for real. Like, why are they doing that?
Yeah.
There was just a lot of moments that didn't work, but at the same time, it was a beautiful movie. It was a beautiful story about beautiful people. I like that it was all black everything, except for, written, directed, all that stuff, showing some beautiful brown people supported by other brown people and a few white people throughout the movie. I laughed. I didn't scream, but it was a lot. It was a good movie, but it wasn't like it's. I would see it again to support the movie, but it's nothing that I need to see again.
Okay. So about how long is it?
2 hours.
Okay.
Exactly 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Joe? 3.5. Why 3.5?
To me, I think it's the Black Thelma and Louise.
I was about you remember Gator from Missouri, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about it on Twitter, and I almost typed that. Like it was The stab at the black. I almost said that. Goddamn. Yeah. My bad. Go ahead.
No, so I mean, I think it echoed a lot of those things. I thought it was powerful. I thought it was poignant. I thought there was a lot of shit that was kind of like just weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that should go down that way.
Yeah.
Like contrived, I think. You know what I'm saying? I think there was a lot of shit that was contrived in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Somebody in the kitchen getting it in.
Somebody making it. Look at.
All good.
A bent spoon.
So, right. So anyway, I just thought there was a lot that was kind of just weird about it. But I mean, I think it was worth, you know what I'm saying? I think it was worth checking out again. I don't know if it's something, I wouldn't put it up around 4.5, because I feel like it was a classic. I'm not sure. I don't think it's a classic.
No.
But I was going between 3.5 and 4. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was very solid, and I think definitely worth at minimum checking out once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like For me, I think just the visual of the film itself gave it just 2 popcorn bags for me, because it was just alone. Like Lady Lavender said, it was just beautiful. The cinematography, the color of the lens they used in some of these shots, dog. The way these niggas brown ass skin was popping. I was like, shit. Whenever I have something big going on in my life, please send this photographer or a cinema director to my house, because they had these niggas looking fantastic.
Who was it? Hype Williams?
No, it had to be. Some of them scenes though kind of remind me. That's also something me and Gator said, dog. Like something. That's why I got three bags from me, because some of this shit reminded me of like Belly. It seemed like Belly, but just better acting. I'm sorry. And I think there was just like, also like you guys said, there was just some things that just didn't make sense to me. Didn't either be there. And I think that kind of took the 4, definitely not 4, but definitely knocked it down for 3 for me. Like I said, there's a couple of things that probably could have went left that would have left it at 2 for me. But like I said before, it was getting 2 bags for me just off the way the movie looked. And I think that the way the 2 actors, the way they interacted, that was the next bag for me. But the storyline just sometimes just seemed a little bit just weird, and I was just like, what the fuck? Really, we doing this? Okay. So
I will say one thing I thought was really good, and I read an article about it as well afterwards, which even when I was watching, I was like, this is really good. It had a really good soundtrack, and I feel like one thing that was cool was that the soundtrack followed where they were traveling in the movie. Okay. So like the songs matched where they were, which I thought was really cool. It was just, the music was good. The music was really good.
Was there anybody of note that was over the soundtrack? Do you know?
The names, when I read that article, they were big names, but I don't remember them off the top. I know that Solange helped them pick a lot of the people from her connections and her things that she knows. And she picked some of the songs that were in it. Lauryn Hill really has the closing song.
Oh, even that.
You said, hold on. You said Lauryn Hill was what?
She has the closing song, the closing credit song.
Yeah, she has the big
song. It was funny in the article that they said in classic Lauryn Hill mode, they asked Lauryn Hill and told her, like, she had actually reached out to them when she heard about the movie, trying to find out if she could have a song on there, when she already had a song that she wanted to be in there, and she wanted to redo the song for the movie. And of course, everybody associated with the movie was like, okay, Lauryn Hill says she's gonna make a song, but is she gonna make a song by the deadline that we want? We have to see. Right. And they said that they got the song like 3 days after their deadline, so it wasn't like too bad. It still fit their timeline, so it ended up working.
Good.
But the music was great. The music was really great.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about Solange, I mean, I'm sorry. Well, one thing I will say about Solange Knowles, man, I'm really digging her style, man. I mean, it's so far removed from, to me, it's so far removed from her sister's style that, you know, it's kind of like that R&B classic feel to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really like her. I'm really digging her vibe and all that stuff like that. It's totally, you know, opposite of what her sister music is all about to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, question, Joe. So we were talking about the gas station scene.
There was a okay. Hello.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it make sense to me, dog.
I can't.
So here's the question that Roger asked me. We both had different answers about this. So do you think that the white gas station guy knew who they were?
Everybody else in the movie seemed to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's and like for me, at first I was like, well, even before they showed the shot where they purposely panned the camera down to show their big black ass faces on the front page, and you see here on my screen. So you look on my screen, our screen, the hunt for cop killers. In the gas station scene, this is like.
But it was still early in the manhunt.
Right,
so
it was early in the manhunt.
It was probably like the next day.
Right, but I'm talking about the newspapers are literally an inch away from the clerk.
Yeah, just because they're in the newspaper just doesn't mean he was paying attention. You know what I'm saying?
I think he wasn't paying attention to much of anything except, ooh, you got a gun, and it's a cop gun, and I've never touched one. Let me try it out.
It's a cop gun?
Oh, it was a cop gun.
The Glock.
Yeah, I'm saying. So once again, that leads me to believe he knew who they were.
I don't think so.
I think
everybody else in the movie. Yeah, I think it's inconclusive, and I think I'm leaning towards he didn't know because everybody else that they talked to that knew about them at some point gave away that they knew who he was, and that they knew who they were, and like explicitly said, like, I know who you are, but I'm going to help you anyway, or I know who you are, and I'm helping you even though I don't like what you did, whereas he never said anything. And I think even when they went into the gas station, he was giving off the vibes of like, oh, I'm just this like 20-something-year-old gas guy, and I don't know what the fuck is happening in the world. Oh my God, look at your gun. Can I try it out for a little bit? Yeah, okay, cool.
Right, and I'm saying what you're saying. I'm saying he didn't say it, but the camera leads us to imply that by showing their two faces. So what you're saying, everyone specifically stated, and later on in the movie, you're safe here. We know who you are. We're behind you. We don't think you're killers. They went the other way of showing it by using the camera to say, this is why I gave you the gun back, because I don't think you're a killer anyway.
I think it was more, I think the camera panned back to the newspaper because it happened right before he leaves. I think that was more about them being scared and him being scared because the woman had been in the car and heard it on the radio at that same time, or like when he got out of the car, so she was freaked out like, oh shit, now we're on the radio, they're talking about us. He goes inside not really thinking too much about anything. She told him, just be cool, I already told you what to do, you know exactly what to do. He goes in, he does what he's supposed to do, and then he sees the newspaper and he's not sure what to expect, and so he's like, I just got to get out of here really fast. But I don't and then
you know what? Go ahead. I was going to say that he made a comment, now that I think about it, that leads me to say he didn't know. He said when old boy flashed the gun, he's like, you don't look like a killer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is I'm under the opinion that he did not know. Even though the evidence was in the store, it was early in the timeline, you know what I'm saying? It probably wasn't, you know what I'm saying, pervasive everywhere like it was towards the end of the story. And he told him he didn't look like a killer. So if he'd have seen the evidence in the newspaper that they had killed somebody, you know what I'm saying, I don't think that comment gets made. I think that he did not know. That was just him fucking with people because he had an opportunity to.
One could argue the opposite, that he knows that.
Like the one thing that with a lot of those newspaper things from when I worked in stores that did that the people come in and drop it down, and they showed that it was not on the counter. It was like below the counter on like one of those stands. So this guy who's behind the counter may not have ever seen it. Somebody comes in, drops the newspapers off, heads out, and was like, here's today's bit. I took yesterday's out of here.
Right.
So I think he did not know who they were.
I think he did.
That's where I'm going with it.
Because one can argue the opposite, that you don't look like a killer. You don't like the person that they're portraying in the news. You can argue the opposite of what you just said.
Like, he killed the guy, so he is a killer. So why would you be saying you don't look like a killer?
To kill someone in self-defense is different than being a killer.
There's concrete evidence that he did kill. Why would you then say you don't look like a killer?
Right.
Okay.
And everything in the news was making it seem like it was not self-defense.
Huh?
Like the news people or the propaganda machine and the cops are making it seem like it was
I have seen this scared man come into my store who brandishes his weapon and tell that he doesn't want to use it. You don't like a killer. You don't like the person that I'm reading about.
Right.
Because you was a killer, you'd have came in with the gun out, like, motherfucker, give me 40.
We look at the image right there, because that's the where we got the trailer pause right now is that scene.
I know.
And he don't look that scared to me. He looked like he just kind of, you know what I'm saying?
But you seen the movie and he came in nervous as shit, bro.
Nervous, but I'm saying he didn't look like...
He looked like a guy who did not want to come in here and rob a nigga for $40 of gas. That's exactly what he looked like in that scene.
I don't disagree with that, but I don't know if he looked like.
And that white dude was like, as someone who's worked in a convenience store, I've been robbed before, and you don't look like a nigga that's about to come in here and rob me. Oh, let me hold your gun. Oh, is that a cop's gun? Let me point it at you and then give it back to you, and then give you your $40 of gas.
Exactly. He looked like somebody off the street that need $40 of gas. He don't look like the motherfucker in the newspaper.
That's all I'm trying to say. It can be argued both ways. All I'm saying is I think the dude, so he's the one dude out of everybody they ran into who didn't know who the fuck he was.
Early in the story.
Okay. But they made a point to show you that she could have known who he was. Okay.
He could have.
I'm just saying.
That's a weird scene. And just, for people that's listening, I haven't seen the movie yet. But just listening, why would you, I'm assuming that the dude went into the gas station to, as y'all were saying, rob him of some gas.
Yeah. He flashes his weapon. The white dude.
What happened is they had taken place the night before. They threw out their phones. They they couldn't use their cars because that's gonna leave a trail.
Well, yeah,
where they headed. You know what I'm saying?
And stuff like that. Yeah.
And so the only thing they could use was cash. They didn't have any. And so basically, they found themselves in a situation where they needed gas. They'd already ran out of gas once, and so basically, all they had to their name was the gun they took from the cop. That was the only way they could get gas. Right. And so he didn't want to go in there from the beginning.
And on top of that, besides the newspaper, a nationwide bolo had been put out for them. Also, we found that out the night before.
But this is my thing, and maybe maybe it's explained once I see the movie, but. Why would you hand the clerk at the gas station?
Because he didn't want to do it from the jump.
And the clerk,
he was reluctant.
And the clerk magically knew that he got put up.
It was out of necessity. He went in there out of necessity. He was reluctant to do it. It's not in his nature to be a killer. The shit just happened. So he goes in there and he shows some pause, and the clerk took advantage of it. And so because. He
took his gun?
He don't.
The clerk, I don't know. Did you guys clarify? The clerk was like, "Hey, look, I'll give you $40 of gas if you let me hold the gun." Yeah. So that was what. So it was like either you let me hold the gun and try it out myself, or you're not getting any gas.
Once again,
I'm calling bullshit. You ain't gonna do shit.
Right. Once again, not making sense.
So it was a bluff.
Okay.
Well, no, he called his bluff.
I mean, he's saying the dude was bluffing.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to make sense of why you would, under whatever circumstance,
because
why you would hand.
There is no way I'm relinquishing a weapon to anybody.
So there are scenes here and there like that kind of don't make sense in the totality of the movie, but it's still a good movie worth watching, I think.
Yeah, so like as I said from the beginning, I can't explain that scene. Why the fuck you hand a gun over? It's just I don't know. It's highly Hollywood.
And I knew the scene was coming because one of my podcasts listened to today has spoken about the scene. but I didn't realize it was gonna be that ridiculous watching it. They didn't explain how ridiculous it was.
Okay.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it sounds a little far-fetched.
So, yeah, it does. So this movie is worth seeing, but don't get your hopes up. Right? That's what you're saying.
No, it's worth seeing. You get your hopes up. It's a good movie. It's just not like the canon. It's not like way up there in the canon of great movies or anything like that. But it was a good movie. It was good.
I think it falls prey to, especially with us in the black community. It's like we can't be happy with a film that's just good. It either got to be the greatest fucking film ever, or it's like it's nothing. You see a lot of that on Twitter where people are like, it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, and it's like, but it's a good movie.
That's like in the black community. I mean, we either have to be great or not at all.
If I tell you,
I'll give you. That was actually stated in the movie. In the movie, she was expressing. Yeah, she was expressing that, saying she's not just a good lawyer, she's an excellent lawyer.
And he
kind of questioned because it's their first date. And he was wondering why it is that we have to be excellent. Why can't we just be good? You know what I'm saying? Well, I think this movie isn't excellent. I think this movie is just good, and that's okay.
And that's okay. That's
the problem, though, with our movies, though, dog. It has to be great for us to see it.
But I think we also fall prey to worrying about the white gaze.
Exactly. That's what I was going. That's where I was going with. Our
community, our culture. It's like if this isn't the best representation of us ever, then it won't be accepted. And it's like, but
it won't be exactly. That's where I was going with.
I think Thelma and Louise gets all this hype, and it's just a good movie.
I mean, that's what that's where I was going with it, because either we have to be great at our performances, such as I think like Set It Off, like that's an example. That's an example of what I thought was a great movie. Versus Soul Plane, which I thought was a waste of fucking time.
That's two different things.
That's an example. That's an example of one was a great movie versus one was a fucking horrible movie.
Yeah, but
they
both get deserved to get made.
I missed it. Which one was great? Which one was?
Set It Off was great. Set It Off was great. Soul Plane was fucking horrible.
I think Set It Off was good.
Set It Off was great.
I think Set It Off was good.
To me, it was.
I think the town.
I put it this way. I think this movie is every bit as good as Set It Off.
Yeah, it's good. It's just good. I think the town was better than Set It Off, and the town stole Set It Off.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember Set It Off. I think I saw Set It Off in like 1997. Probably haven't seen it since.
It was
same here.
It was a good movie. I want to say great. It was good.
I think Set It Off.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
But once again, though, it's like good versus great. It's like, okay, we're talking about my three popcorns to y'all 0.5 popcorns.
Well, no, nothing will be on that damn plateau.
Well, nigga, that's what the fuck we talking about. A great movie is.
Nothing will be. It ain't do the right thing. See, nothing will be on that damn plateau.
Nigga, no, nothing be on that plateau, nigga.
I have not seen a movie as great as Malcolm X yet.
Whoa.
Color Purple?
Color Purple?
Yeah, what the fuck you talking about?
I'm talking about by a black producer. I'm talking about a black producer.
What you trying to say? Black people? You trying to say black people can't make black movies? What are you trying to say, nigga?
No.
What are you saying?
He's saying only movies by black producers.
What I'm saying is either we have to be great.
What you saying,
or
nigga?
It's mediocre. Either it's great or mediocre. That's what I'm saying. Either
what are you talking about? That don't even make sense, nigga. There's all levels in between. What are you talking about?
First of all, either black movies have to be great or special, or great
real
calm down. Everybody calm down. I think we're missing.
What's the baseline, man? What is the definition of a black movie as far as our discussion is concerned?
Hold on.
What constitutes a black movie?
These are questions.
Can we clarify something first, though? I think my original point is being murked here. I'm saying that within our own community, we don't accept the areas of gray. Like we were saying, old boy made the point of, why can't we just be good? Why do we have to be great? And I think a lot of times that gets you know, we get worried. We get so
problem. No.
Huh?
But nigga, you gave us a completely average ass movie and told us it was great. Nigga, what are you talking about?
I thought set it off was great.
I don't know what
everybody.
If set it off is great, that's fine. I still want to finish this up because there's one more scene I have issue with before we get into this debate about this.
Go ahead.
I guess there's a couple scenes, but another scene, when the boy with the gun at the protest, that makes no sense to me either.
Yeah. I was going to talk about that scene. I was going to say that was interplay with the sex scene.
I feel you. I get it. I get that.
And so we were talking about the soundtrack, and I was listening to another podcast that had, you know, saying some of the producers of the movie on, and they were talking about how they wanted to run Far Side, Can't Keep Running Away. And so during that scene, what they did, right?
Oh, the way it's cut though is beautiful though.
Well, no, what they did is they took the Far Side song, but they flipped it though. They remixed it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
And so they made, you know what I'm saying, they did a pretty good job of kind of lacing that in there. So, you know, they were on the run and they were taking a break from the running and saying, you know, we're gonna have a sensual moment, and we're not gonna be constantly on the run. We're gonna enjoy some of this life as we are on the run, because this might be the last life we have. You know what I'm saying? And we saw that with the horse scene and that type of thing.
And to play that, they were talking about legacy and children and all that shit too. After the fact.
So also with that, the kid who was inspired by them goes up and he shoots the cop, and unfortunately he shot a black cop who was trying to help him out. And so it was an ugly scene. But what I'm saying is that played in there with they can't keep running away. That's about that anger. Yeah. And I think it's symbolic. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like it's people saying, you know what? The system of dominance put on by the police force and perpetuate. I mean, we've talked on this podcast numerous times about our rage and anger towards, you know what I'm saying, the situation in Dallas, the situation in Fort Worth, the situation with Eric Garner and you know, the police union getting upset because the person got fired 5 years after the fact. You know what I'm saying? And all these things that we've talked about, Philando Castile, going back to Trayvon Martin, even though it's not police officers, you know what I'm saying? But all that rage is built up. You can't keep running away. No, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to get upset, and you'll have something really ugly happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to come probably from a kid right there who, you know what I'm saying, a young man who is not old enough to understand the consequences of his actions. Right. You know what I'm saying? And just gets caught up in the imagery that he sees as powerful. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. And like I said, once again, that's like I said, the movie is beautifully shot. It has those beautiful moments. And even when I was sitting next to Lady Lavender and the kids running up and they're in the car and all this happening, like you can't keep running away, and the way they flipped the beat and slowed it down, it all makes fucking sense. But that particular kid doing that action to me doesn't make that, especially when you go back and see who his father is, and then even with that, him meeting them and knowing, and them telling him that they are not about that. They are not those people that the media is portraying them to be. So that, I guess, and you added that to it. So in a way, it kind of makes sense. But you understand my point, like knowing all that added in, like him being the young man to do that didn't make sense to me. I guess that was my bigger point.
He and his father are not one.
I know.
You're not like your father. I'm not like my father. You know what I'm saying? We take parts of our fathers, but we are also our own men.
Right, but
so
I think even beyond his father, though, it was this kid who had no. Even when he talked about the protest, it wasn't like it's going to be violent. It was like we're supporting you. And then for him to go talking with them,
no. He said he wanted to be immortal.
He did say that.
Okay. He said he wanted to be immortal, and he said this is the way he wanted to be immortal. He said if you die doing this, you're going to live forever. You know what I'm saying? So
I did forget that.
No, he said that when they were down on the walk.
I think one thing though to me is that even though he says he wants to be immortal, he then talks to the people that he thinks are immortal, and they're like, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. Just talking about what happened and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden the next day, he does exactly what they said was not what they're about.
I mean, you could tell me all the fuck you want to tell me. That don't mean I ain't already made my preconceived notion and predetermined what I'm gonna do.
I feel you. I'm just saying it didn't make sense to me being him. That's all I'm saying. But it's interesting.
I deal with kids, nigga, every day.
I understand. And I used to have a job when I dealt with trouble youth every day
niggas
for
watch their
numerous
own
years.
fucking beat sometimes, right?
That is true.
They gonna do what the fuck they want to do.
That.
They don't understand that hot. You know what I'm saying? That fire's hot. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that fat meat is greasy sometimes.
I get what you're saying. I dealt with the worst of the worst for numerous years. Me and your brother both did. For maybe almost a decade working there. So I get what you're saying. All I'm saying,
I can get on the same page too.
In this movie, it's just like I said, but it goes back to some of the. It also adds to some of the things that just didn't make sense in the flow of it. I was like, okay, but I also get they're making a point. Mm-hmm. They're making a point.
And I also feel like they just wanted it to be someone that we knew who got killed at that point and who did this act. So I can kind of see that as like, instead of just one of the other people who were in the protest
and you go
being
back.
The ones who did this. Yeah. So I guess I get that.
And you go back to
like I said, there's a lot of shit in there that was completely contrived. Completely contrived. You know what I'm saying?
And it makes sense though. Also, I mean, cause I get where we tend, but when you add his father into it, we tend at a young age to go away from or be opposite of our parents, you know, kind of bucking the system. I'll show you, do it my own way. His father very openly said, I don't agree with you niggas. Y'all the ones reason why we out here getting shot. Y'all gave them a reason to execute us.
Now, you know, kids don't necessarily go the way their fathers go.
No.
Open rebellion.
I get that, but to be, you know, I get the rebellion, I get that, but they painted him, you know, a certain way, and then like it's like okay, so you go from this yes, when he was like yes, and then daddy gave him that look, I'm yes sir, and you see the fear in his eyes. I get that we all go a different way, but I also know kids who fear their parents in a certain way tend not the next day go out and do that.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. But yes, they don't tend to be their parent. I said 10. I said 10. I didn't say concrete and stone. I said they tend not to.
Right.
Yeah, but then there's the one nigga. It don't take one.
I know it don't take one.
It only take one. It's just the one nigga that's gonna do its own damn thing.
Yes, 99.9% is effective. Yes, I get it. there's that 0.1%. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
like somebody was saying,
the special
once again, I ain't seen the movie, but yeah, like Joe's saying, it sounds like it's a contrived. You know, some of those things are contrived. But you know, that's what you got to do for movies, man.
No.
You know,
I get it.
So sometimes when people, well, all the time when a book is adapted and turned into a movie, you can't put the whole book in it. So there'll be points in the movie that'll combine certain characters, multiple characters into one, or will put a scene that was in the book in a whole different place in the movie because, for time purposes and just for it to kind of flow.
Well, yeah.
I don't
make a certain point at a certain time in the movie, whereas in real life it might not really make sense.
No.
The point that they're trying to make sense.
I'm not one of those weird people where it's like I go to action movies and I'm like, how does nigga get punched in the face 20 times? It's not bleeding. You know?
Right.
It's an action movie. I get it. But I think the movie.
But you understand that action movies are for entertainment.
Well, all movies for entertainment.
For realism. It's not for realism.
I get that.
Well, all movies are for entertainment.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
exactly.
I also think this movie is making a point of. I think the director wants discussion, and it's a beautiful thing. I think it is. I think, and it's not. And it's funny that the two scenes we talked about elicit a lot of discussion, and having heard what Joe said, I mean, there is more understanding behind that scene. And once again, the movie is beautifully shot. And if you watch it and you have like intelligent people that we have here on this podcast, you will have good discussion about the movie. I mean, it's one of those movies that
let me give you two more points. Go ahead. Okay. So first and foremost, when they memorialize Queen and Slim or whatever you want to call them, they used the picture that the boy shot on his camera or phone or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think phone.
It was a regular camera. Yeah.
Yeah. But the boy who shot the officer is the one who took the picture, and there's no real mention
of him.
When they use that picture, they slap it on walls and make memorials off of that picture. but they don't. There's no connection between the photographer.
He's not immortalized the way he wanted to be.
Well, but he should be. I mean, because I'm sure that's something we would know about if this motherfucker went down and shot a cop. I think we would know that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
but even just in those little bit of scenes, he's not. It doesn't happen the way he thought it would happen.
No, I mean, I think again, he was contrived. His whole motivation was contrived. He wanted to go out there and be immortal, and so he pushed an issue that really didn't need to be pushed.
Yep.
Right. To do whatever it is he had locked in his mind was going to go whatever way. And I mean, so, but I just find it odd that at the end of the movie we start posting this painting or this picture of that he took, and there's no connection between the photographer who shot the police officer. You know what I'm saying? And that whole situation, especially how they were interlinked, because we knew at that point that they had met. We knew at that point, you know what I'm saying, the public would have known that. You know what I'm saying, that they had met. The public would have known.
I think they bring it up.
They did know. Yeah, because they talked about his dad.
Yeah.
When he got shot.
Yeah.
He called his dad's home from their shop.
Right.
The
But I'm saying,
FBI was there.
But they bring up the fact that the boy had met them when they report on the shooting.
Right. So I'm saying, it's odd to me that they use that photo that he took and how did they get the photo? If they didn't
it was on a regular camera, so that was what I was wondering too. So how did anybody know to develop that camera?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I found that to be odd. But second point is listen to the producer.
Okay.
On that other podcast. You probably didn't notice this shit.
Okay, talk to us.
But they didn't use the character's name until they died.
Yeah, I didn't know their names at all.
Yeah.
You don't know their names until they die, and they put it on the news. Just like that's how we learned Trayvon Martin name. That's how we learned Philando Castile name. That's how we learned. We didn't know Alton Sterling until he was killed.
Right.
And so that was by design. So when you talk about bigger messages that were out there, so I mean that puts it up to a minimum 3.5 for me. But maybe, you know what I'm saying, I might have to put that up to a 4, just like you said. There's a lot of they threw a whole bunch of shit at the board and tried to get some shit to stick.
Wow.
But there was some deeper messages that were implanted in there.
One more scene
that I thought were poignant and timely.
One more scene. One more scene. The garage scene with the officer.
Yeah.
I don't know why it just popped in my mind.
I can't explain that.
I know that was one of the. It was like a couple times me and Layla looked at each other, but I know I looked at that scene. I looked at her and was like, "What, nigga? What?"
That nigga's blackness. That nigga's blackness outweighed his blueness.
Okay.
One of the things that why can't I think of her name? What is her name? The black woman, bald head. Why am I blanking right now? She's producer of this movie. Lena Waithe.
Yeah.
Lena Waithe was talking about is that one of the big things they wanted to do is not only humanize all the black people in the movie, so that because she was like, if we humanize black people and let you see black people making love, let you see black people just living their lives and doing their thing, maybe people will stop shooting us and killing us. Right. But also one of the things she talked about is how this is not an anti-cop film, and so you've got this black cop who has humanized these people, does see them. She didn't talk about this, but this is my impression of it. That does see them as human, and also the guy he was just outside with was like fucking with him. So he's like, okay, you know what? I feel for you. Let's just go ahead and go. So it's like supporting them, but also sticking it to the guy that was out there.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it. I feel you on it wasn't anti-cop, but I did hear the producer say that this was not fucking pro-cop either. There was they made sure they were intentional. Yeah. They were intentional to make sure that there wasn't a sentimental cop in this situation. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do a whole lot of backstory on the cops so that you don't become attached to the cops. They're just characters. They're there for a second. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
They play their part.
Yeah.
I mean, and there was there was the report. Well, I forgot how we heard about that. The cop had killed a father. Oh yeah, when they stopped at the fast burger spot, and the father said, "Well, fuck him. He killed this black family this black father back in the day and left 2 kids, whatever." So I am sure. that other police stations, departments, they may not know intimately the dirt, but have an idea of other cops who are dirty and may hear things here and there and may be like, well, what's the history on this cop? So I don't know if, we kind of reading into it. If that play, and also the fat cop who was out, the fat white cop who was on the car calling this other black officer a boy and shit like that, all that plays into it and like, man, fuck him, fuck them. Y'all go ahead and go, because they gonna fuck around and shoot y'all and kill y'all if they find y'all back here.
What you think about Bokeem Woodbine?
Hey, dog. Hey, best part of the movie. I'm sorry.
He was awesome.
Why is this nigga not on my screen more, dog?
Dude, he was definitely the comic relief.
You watch the movie series Fargo?
Oh no, I haven't. I started it, but I didn't finish it.
I think he's in season 2.
So I need to get back on, man. I started about a couple episodes and I kind of lost attention.
First season,
yeah,
I think he's in season 2, nigga.
Is that on Hulu or is that on Netflix?
I watched it so long. It's not on Netflix right now. It's not on Hulu either. I might do a search for it. I watched it a while back when it was first out. Why is this nigga not on my screen more, bro?
Didn't I see? I saw Bokeem Woodbine. I think one of your shit. What I see this movie on? I think it was on Netflix, and I can't remember the name of it, but Common was in it. He was a cop in it. Shit. And it was about the girl, the little high school girl, and she was at a party, and her friend was taking her home, and they got pulled over by police, and he was pulling out his brush to brush his hair. The police killed him. And damn, what's the name of that movie?
You got
TUG. The life you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
the life.
It was based on
you.
Yeah, that's it.
I ain't seen it.
He called it Tug.
That nigga TUG. This nigga drunk looking at his dick.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Put the wine coolers down, bro.
This nigga's drunk looking at his dick talking about TUG. Tug, nigga.
I said CHUG, man.
No, you didn't. You said TUG.
This nigga said.
You said TUG. You said TUG. But didn't Bokeem Woodbine play her father in that? I think he was a father in that thing.
I can't remember.
Who was that?
I haven't seen it.
I didn't see the movie. I read the book.
I've seen the movie. I think
he played I'm pretty sure he played the father in that movie.
Who was that? What was his name?
Was he good?
This nigga drunk. Don't ask.
Hold on. I don't know the man's name though.
Hold on. Hey, Zeb.
Woodbine, man. Come on, man.
Zeb, the question is,
it wasn't Bokeem Woodbine. No,
it wasn't. Okay, maybe I'm thinking about something else.
I'm about to say, Zeb, the question is, how much screen time does Common get in this movie? Because we have a very strong.
That's why I didn't see that movie. The hate you give.
Anti-Common in this household.
I did see that movie. I did see that movie.
He didn't get like a whole lot of.
No, he didn't. He was like a father figure. He wasn't a father. He was like the. He was like he wasn't an extra. He was like dude. He was like the uncle. Yeah. So he owned the corner store.
Let me tell you how much I hate.
He's a corner store guy? Okay.
Let me tell you how much I hate Common. Common was a voice in. I went to see Little Feet, whatever the fuck with the Yetis. That nigga was a voice in that movie, and I hated the movie. He wasn't even in the movie, nigga. He was like just a voice, and I was like, God damn, this nigga's annoying. That's how much we hate Common in this house.
I don't think I've ever heard Common be described.
Good.
He's not a good actor.
Oh no! Well, you just said
no.
You just said
he got bars though.
Yeah, he does. He's not a good actor though.
You're right.
If the nigga put the energy into,
I agree.
Yeah. I can roll with that. I mean, he's all right. He ain't.
Have you seen Smoking Aces?
No.
You seen Smoking Aces?
Right, dog.
Hey Zeb, you seen Smoking Aces?
Long time.
The scene with him and fucking Alicia Keys in that stairwell, I almost kicked my TV over. What's your name,
That's probably
baby?
the worst scene of any movie ever.
What's your name, baby girl? George.
Two horrible actors.
George.
In the same.
That was like his first thing, though. That was like the first role that he did for real.
And Alicia Keys' old thick ass way bigger than that nigga. He ain't carrying her ass down those stairs.
Hell no. Alicia Keys, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Anyway.
Alicia Keys' ass is big as fuck.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, hey, black movie, black actors. I try to support them.
Here's what I want to know.
Yes, sir.
10 meters.
What's up?
How many popcorn bags will set it off?
4?
Well, if that motherfucker deserves 4, I'm moving my shit up to 4.5. Then this motherfucker better set it off.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right.
Set it off. Give 4. Come on, man. All right.
What you give it?
Set it off. Nigga, I saw this shit in 97. I ain't seen it since.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm saying, so you just
2.5. 2.5.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember a 3, but I could be remembering wrong.
Well, I gave it a 3.
Oh, why so low?
No, you talking about Set It Off? I give it like 4. I thought we were saying the other movie.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, what you got? This one or Set It Off?
Hold on. I want to hear some acting. Hold on, one second.
No, this motherfucker.
Georgia, you know you say this, black man.
You know that shit ain't acting, man.
You know you say that, black man. Why he sound so slavey? Anyway, what were you saying, Joe?
Because he is, dog.
What you got? Set It Off or Queen and Slim?
Come on, dog. That's F. Gary Gray.
Stop lobbying.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll say Set It Off. I give it 3. I give it 3.5 popcorn bags for me. And I gave Queen and Slim 3. I like that. I like the action aspects better of Set It Off.
All right, Ada, what you got?
I'm like you. I haven't seen Set It Off in like a really long time, but I would go with Queen and Slim over Set It Off from what I remember of the movie.
Me too.
There we go. I mean, it's not a big difference for me. I got to say that.
That nigga's trash.
We trash.
Nigga, you ain't even seen Queen and Slim. You trash.
I will go see it.
No, that is true, though.
Nigga, you trash. How you gonna be mad at us for picking a movie that you ain't seen?
Because
and you ain't
Set
seen
It Off, dog. I love that movie. Especially gay-ass Queen Latifah.
Nigga gave it a 4. What? Goddamn. Okay.
Hold on.
But your shit was 4. Only 4. You was like, it's either trash or it's great.
Hold on.
Nigga, 4 don't sound like it's great to me. 4 sounds like above average. Is it? Which one is it, man?
I mean, it did lack some acting skills, though.
Nah, fuck that shit. It's either trash or it's great.
No, nigga, look.
Hey, 10 meters.
There's an example of trash.
Y'all niggas calm down. Let me get Mitch. All right, Mr. Connor. Huh? Hey,
that should be just short Malcolm X to you, right?
Ooh, that is. Hey, have you seen The Town? Hey, 10 meters. You seen The Town? You haven't seen The Town? Okay.
Oh, I haven't seen The Town.
I'm about to say, if you thought that was better than Set It Off.
Now, you know what? Speaking of Malcolm X, I actually did just watch Malcolm X again.
It's on Netflix, too.
Like 2 days ago.
I'm sorry, man. That movie, Spike Lee did a fantastic job with that motherfucker.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man. I hadn't seen it since
that
first came out. So.
Man.
Yeah, it was a good movie, man. I enjoy watching it.
I don't give a fuck what he did with the damn trailer thing, with the look like the people ain't moving and shit. No.
Oh, yeah.
But what he did with that fucking movie, dog, man, I was like, golly. Okay. I mean, I had to watch that shit 3-4 times, man. I was just amazed at that movie, man. I was just amazed.
All right.
He did a fantastic job with that movie. That's like one of my best Spike Lee movies ever, man.
You know what? I'm gonna actually make it a point, man. I want to just like sit down for like a weekend, or maybe a week. I don't really like dedicate that much time to movies, and just watch all the Spike Lee shit.
Just
within a short period of time.
Exclude Girl 6, whatever you do. Don't watch that.
Don't watch what?
Girl 6.
Yeah.
Don't watch that.
Oh, Girl 6.
Yeah,
I ain't never seen it.
No.
Nigga, that movie's trash, nigga.
I like Girl 6 though.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move. Spike Lee don't even talk about Girl 6. Nigga. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna tell you why I love Girl 6 though, man. Because my girl's in it.
I don't. No, it's trash. Okay,
girls. My girl's in it. That's why.
That's fine, but it's a trash ass movie.
It is though. It really
Spike
is.
Lee don't even talk about Girl 6, nigga.
It is like it's garbage though.
Okay.
Hell, what you call is better than Girl 6 though. She's got to have it.
Yeah, that's a good movie. But I know what ain't better than Girl 6. This Coalition.
Fast food sandwiches come and go. This cemetery's littered with them. And people move on to the next sandwich, forgetting that you ever existed. Not me. You were here for 2 weeks. You changed the world. I'll see to it that they never forget your name. I'm gonna finish what you started. We thought the Popeye sandwich coming back would make things safer, but it got worse. Jack in the Box controls the supply, and he's found the perfect balance. Enough sandwiches to give people hope, but not enough to give them peace. Fighting, races, car crashes, singing on top of the damn counter. And to top it off, he's in control of the most powerful chicken sandwich of all time. Your twin brother, Spicy. And they brainwashed him into thinking we killed his entire family. You, Burger King, and Tim Horton. And Jack has assembled the Forgotten, an army of chicken sandwiches from less popular spots, including one with 4 patties. Haven't heard from the Coalition in months. The Forgotten chased us underground, hunting us one by one and giving us but 2 options: join them or die. Shake Shack is dead. They flipped Subway. Bojangles is MIA. Your brother could stop all of this. He's the only one left from your family that knows the recipe to the chicken sandwich. If everybody knew how to make it, they could do it at home. Slow demand. But how do you convince someone that they're the key to saving the world when they want you dead? It's a suicide mission. I didn't come here to tell you how much I miss you. I came here to tell you, see you soon. I'll kill as many of them as I can. I'm gonna finish what you started, even if I have to do it alone.
You're not alone, brother.
We have the meats.
Wait a minute, I ain't ready. All right, now I'm ready.
They allow you to drink on the clock. I'm going to enjoy this job.
Racism.
Stop! Why do you bitches song?
Racism, dog.
Why do you bitches theme song?
Hold on, what is this? Oh, what nigga? What nigga we fell down?
The Avengers theme song, no.
What's won't let you laughing. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm watching this right now. Anyway, yeah, they would.
Avengers theme song, dog.
Come out them portals, nigga.
I'm done with him, man.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. All the videos, links will be in the show notes. So yeah, y'all keep watching that Roy Wood. I mean, all of them don't hit.
But fucking fun. He's a fucking genius, man.
Yeah, all of them.
I ain't say he's the genius, but he is damn good.
So has everybody had the sandwich?
Nah, to be honest with you, I'm lost. I don't even know what's going on.
Okay, so you know the whole when Popeyes the first time when it came out, chicken sandwich, and there's a shortage, and Negroes and white people were going crazy, fighting and stabbing each other with sandwiches. So he basically made this spoof of like almost The Wire, with all the fast food restaurants and their chicken sandwiches. You know, this coalition trying to keep Popeye chicken sandwich out the game.
Try to hold him down.
Go back in the archive. Go back in the archive of the Triple B podcast and check out the episode called Chicken Wire.
Yeah, dog.
Chicken Wire.
Yeah.
Chicken Wire.
Dog.
And so
it's funny. It's
so now that they didn't came back out with the chicken sandwich. They got the supply then went back up. So I guess he's coming out with season 2. Well, it's seasoning 2 as he calls it.
Seasoning 2.
But yeah, as a person has had the sandwich, It was good, but definitely not worth getting stabbed, running into a restaurant, calling everybody niggers and getting body slammed for, shooting people, making an ass of myself over social media and cussing workers out who overwork.
Dude, I saw the chick that got fucking body slammed into the next millennia over some damn Popeyes, dog.
No, she got body slammed and she called everybody a nigger.
Yeah, she got disrespectful and got disrespected.
Yeah, I mean, I don't approve of body slamming old white ladies, but I also don't approve of coming to my place of business and calling me a nigger. So,
right,
do with that what you will.
I think the quote of the day was everybody learned about boundaries that day.
Everybody, yeah, that's what I said. Everybody learned about boundaries and repercussions that day, motherfucker. That nigga did pick her up and slam her into the ground, dog. God damn, I'm surprised
I thought her soul. I thought her soul had left her body, man.
It looked like that scene in Doctor
Nigga, that fucking gift that James put up in the fucking messenger group.
Dog. Nigga, just. Yeah.
That nigga fell off the fucking uneven bar, slammed down, and lost his whole soul up to heaven, nigga.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's oh man.
Don't be losing. Yeah, don't kill nobody. Don't shoot nobody. It's just chicken, y'all.
Hey man, real talk, nigga. I had a recipe online. And I made my own.
Yeah, I saw that. You put it on the checker.
Yeah. That shit was fire. So nigga, just make your own, nigga.
Did any white women come to your house and call you a nigger?
Yeah. You ain't got to deal with none of that shit.
No, I'm saying, did that happen?
Oh no, it was it. No,
so how good?
It was in my house. It was.
So how good is it?
Only welcome company.
So how good is it? Did no one break into your house and call you a nigger? How good is it?
How good is it?
I was told it rivals the real thing, bro.
Okay, me and Lady Lavender gonna have to make a trip and get a sampling.
Nigga, I'm coming to KC just to get a sandwich. You see how it tastes.
And you better have some on deck.
There it is.
Hey, we gonna show up. It's gonna be four of us. He only gonna have 3 sandwiches. Y'all need to figure this out.
Just don't jump through the window, nigga. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all fight it out.
I had Chick-fil-A's spicy sandwich. That motherfucker was off the chain.
You can taste all the homophobia.
Oh man, that shit was off the chain. So Popeyes better come with it.
Popeye, as I said, it's a sandwich, dog. It's good. It's food.
Okay.
It's food. There we go.
All right,
man. I think we have discussed all we need to discuss.
All right.
None of us agree about the greatness or not greatness of Queen of Slim versus Soul Plane versus.
Hey, Soul Plane ain't no damn mark.
Hold on. So it set it off better than Heat.
The what?
It set it off better than Heat. They're both bank robbing movies, so in the same genre.
The hell no.
On the same discussion as Heat.
I'm trying to gauge where he's at, Joe. That's all. Just gauging.
Yeah.
If you had to think about it, I'd be like, kick this man off the island.
I think Heat was way better.
So
way better.
But hold on, but if Set It Off is a 4 and Heat is way better, are we limited by the number of popcorn bags or what are we doing?
I think we're limited by the number of popcorn bags.
So we should go to a 10.
So what is Heat then? Give it his popcorn bags. What you got?
Heat is 4.5.
Nigga, that's only half a popcorn bag better.
Yeah.
I can't. Damn, did I give Set It Off a 4?
Yes, nigga, you gave it a 4.
Yeah. I can't give
Put
it
the white.
Nigga, 5, man.
What are you drinking? You drinking White Claws and white wine and Zimas, nigga? You mix them all together?
I don't drink no motherfucking White Claws. White Claw ain't motherfucking strong enough. I am drinking salty caramel Crown, nigga.
This nigga drunk off them spritzers, nigga.
That nigga said what? He said what? I give it a 4? I hit you, Eddie. I hit you, Charlie Murphy.
Hey, the man is still awake. The man is still awake. Give him this
nigga sound like Rick James. This
Y'all niggas ain't shit.
This nigga tell me to sound like he sound like Rick James. I'll put my feet on your couch, Eddie Murphy.
That's right. I did put my foot.
Why would I put my feet like I just go in and put my feet on somebody's couch?
Yeah, I put my feet on your couch.
Yeah, I did. Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. I was making sure I wasn't crazy. I just wanted to see what y'all. If you'd have been like, I'm like, yeah, you're no longer allowed to vote.
No. I love The Heat. The Heat was the shit. That was my movie. That's my motherfucking movie.
I love Heat. It's a good movie. All right. It's okay. Let's making sure you're still with us. Okay. So.
Oh yeah, I'm still with you.
All right. So I think everybody feels that they've got a chance to say what they need to say. Thank you, Zeb the Soldier, for joining in. Lady Lavender making time, even though you are the first lady of the podcast. Sometimes you get busy and sleepy, but we always appreciate it when you come through and grace us with your scent of fresh fragrance.
Of lavender.
Lavender.
Hey, before we go, I want to make one last statement about Queen and Slim.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Queen got their ass killed.
Damn.
She did.
All she had to do was shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I just want to leave you that part in thought.
You talking about at the very beginning of the movie?
In the beginning.
From
the first pullover, the actual pullover.
Yeah, I didn't want.
All she had to do was shut the fuck up.
Cause she grew on me, but I was also wondering, and I was like, "Damn, are they purposely trying to make her annoying?" But then she grew on me as the movie went on. But yeah.
Oh God, this nigga Ricky Williams. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm watching the award show. I'm sorry.
Watching Harvey
Williams is like,
yeah, She did. Cause I'm a lawyer, but let me reach in my pocket for something while this cop has his gun out.
Right.
I was like, what are we doing?
She was explaining what she was doing as she was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. She out here trying to get shot. So anyway, I just want to leave y'all with that as we head on out.
Yeah. Well, once again, it's a good movie, and I think it's definitely a movie you should watch, and it's a movie that brings a lot to discussion, especially like black people, our relations with law enforcement, also how we interact with others within and outside our community, and yeah, it's some good questions to be asked and discussions to be had about that movie. But once again, just see the movie. You don't watch it on your grandma's floor model zenith. Watch it on a decent TV. That way you can see all that beautiful black skin.
Nigga said the floor model zenith.
Yeah, don't watch it on the floor model zenith, nigga. Don't do that. Watch it on a decent, at least a 720p.
It's still
go to the theater so that you can get them money and get them credit for people.
Well, no, but I'm saying that there will be people who won't go see it in theaters. They might buy it on Blu-ray, or they might watch it on whatever.
I'm advocating for you to go see it.
If you are a person who is paranoid or who doesn't like being around people because you have PTSD, you don't like getting theaters to get shot up, and you don't watch it at home, watch it on a decent screen. But please, if you don't suffer from any kind of social phobia, please go and watch it in the movie theater. Whatever you do, support black media. Either buy it or go watch it. Because we all agree with that statement.
I'm glad y'all said that, actually, because I was planning on waiting on it, but I think I will go see it in the theater just to support it.
There you go.
So appreciate you even saying that.
There we go.
Straight up.
Support it however you can. However you will, but support it. It's just like voting, nigga.
That's right.
Always comes back to that. But yeah. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Triple B Podcast, Brothers Breaking Bread. Never, ever, ever miss a moment to break bread with your brothers and sisters. Triple B's, we out.
We out.
Peace.
Break bread with your brothers whenever possible.